When a divorced dad was ordered to pay child support for a child who isn't his,
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
he turned to our Target 8 investigators for help. We uncovered it's perfectly legal for the state to order him to pay support for another man's child and to deny biological fathers who want to pay from doing so. Target 8's Heather Walker exposes a law that's being called outrageous.
What's going on, buddy?
Joseph Shamilar is a divorced dad of 2. Not even 9 months after the split, Joe got some shocking news from his boys.
And they got in the car and they were bouncing up and down, telling me that mom has a new baby. And I said, well, is she babysitting? Is she, is she looking after someone?
So you didn't think it was real?
No, I had no idea.
His ex-wife had given birth. She had gotten pregnant during their separation by another man. Legally, she was still married to Joe. Court papers clearly acknowledged the baby is not Joe's, but Albert Bush's, and that Bush had established a personal, financial, or custodial relationship with the child. But the Friday before Father's Day, Joe got a letter in the mail from friend of the court.
I thought, my God, this is hilarious. It's Father's Day weekend, and here's the biggest joke that I think I've ever had played on me transpiring right now.
The letter said he owed $8,500 in back child support plus medical expenses.
Your thoughts?
What? For a baby his ex-wife had with another man. So the court was asking you to pay for a child that's not yours.
Exactly.
I went to Ottawa County friend of the court office to get answers. How is this legal? Their spokesperson agreed to do an on-camera interview, but on the scheduled day changed his mind and would only answer our questions over the phone. He told us it didn't matter who the biological dad is, only what's in the best interest of the child. In other words, which one can take best care of the child financially. The court decided that was Joe. Do you think this law needs to be changed in any way? We went straight to the man who tried to fix the law, Senator Rick Jones.
I certainly would agree that if you're married to someone, they then run off and have a child by another man, that you should not have to pay child support. That seems a bit outrageous.
The original law was written back in 1956. It said if a child is born to a married woman, the biological dad has no legal rights. Last year, it was updated to allow husbands like Joe to fight financial responsibility. What's the biggest problem with the law and the language, would you say?
It's not clearly drafted.
Melissa Drake is Joe's attorney. She tells us the law isn't just failing him, it's not working for biological dads either. Rob Recknagel says he's had trouble eating and sleeping since his son was born.
Every single day that goes by that I don't get to see him, it just gets tougher. I don't know what he looks like.
Rob says he searched online hospital nurseries just to see if he could find his son. He says he didn't know his girlfriend was still married when they got together. Rob says they were planning to blend their families. Rob bought a ring, but before she gave birth, Rob says he got this email saying although the baby was his, she was going to raise it with her husband.
This is outrageous. Right to jail, right away.
I'm standing here saying I want my son in my life. I want to pay child support. Let's sign the proper documents and let me just do that.
You're trying to do the right thing.
That's all I want.
Well, after we started questioning friend of the court, it dropped its request for Joe to pay child support. In fact, 10 days ago, an Ottawa County judge issued an order clearing Joe of all responsibility for that child. As for Rob, he was able to see his son, but only for an hour. He's still fighting in court to get legal rights for regular visits.
I tell you something, man. Being a woman in today's society is like having a superpower, bro. In both of those situations, she's wrong. She's preventing the actual father of the child from being able to see him and have him, and is forcing her quote-unquote husband, who is about to be her ex-husband, but at the time was her husband, to pay for a child that isn't his, that he doesn't want. And her whim dictates everything. They're talking about in the best interest of the child. That slogan only functions because the reason for that is that it's in the best interest of the child and not your best interest, because you fathered the children or you created them, so your best interests go to the side. That's the point of that. But if I didn't make this fucking kid, how is there any responsibility on me? Fuck that. Y'all have to take me to fucking jail.
I feel so bad. Like, I'm at a loss of words. Like, for real, this is crazy. Like, really? Why would you put that on a man, like that that type of burden?
It's from a different. It's from a different era.
Different.
It's from a different era.
It's just crazy.
Like, and the fact that like they really went after him for child support is insane.
Yeah.
The marriage laws are the exact same way, draconian and written in a slant towards a rather against men and in favor of women. It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
That should be unconstitutional.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.